Welcome to another episode of St. Vincent Untold Stories.
On this episode, we feature Sharita Adams, a 36-year-old mother from the community of Barley that vanished on November 8th in a thin air like a candle in the wind. It is alleged that she was last seen in the Grenadine island of Beckway. In St. Vincent, we have 32 islands and keys, and just about 30 minutes away from the main island by ferry, there's a beautiful island that is called Beckway, where the current Prime Minister is from. You see, before the Prime Minister Dr. Friday took office, there was a Prime Minister before by the name of Ralph Gonsalves. The police had complained in the past that they were not given the right tools to fight crime. Just imagine, they can't even track a man in a St. Vincent by the fingerprint. They can't even track the cell phone records to see who Sharita called last. It is alleged that Sharita told her relatives that she was going to visit her boyfriend in Beckway to collect some kind of cell phone that he took from her. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Vincentian women, but they are very beautiful. Men travel from all around the world in places like Dubai to find wives in St. Vincent. Sometimes you might be in a relationship and you might tell yourself, boy, let me take away the cell phone. So things might go in order. I remember I did a video with Popeye and Randa when he went down to Beckway to hustle some goods. And he met up with a nice young lady called Randa. Boy, the man seduced Randa and brought her up to St. Vincent. They said that Popeye kept her inside for 8 months straight. You see, not too far from Popeye, a police station is located close by. So they kept hearing noise for several days, as if somebody was being beaten. When they went over to investigate, it was Popeye. Why have you doing in whole man and noon and night? Papa did not rest. When the man them go by, the man them say, Papa, everything alright? Papa say yes. I mean, Randa making some good loving. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like these. When you had a prime minister who was Minister of National Security, his son was the Minister of Finance, and his daughter-in-law was the head of the Financial Intelligence Unit that went after money launderers. What has the U.S. picked? There must have been some kind of conflict of interest. No accountability or anything in the country. Under his leadership, crime spiraled out of control. It is the most women we ever saw go into the graveyard. He hardly came out and made any press conference. It's like he hid the thing from the wider world. So he wanted them to believe that everything was safer back home. The opposition even reached out to him, trying to help him, but he refused. Too much loopholes and too much connections. We saw friends of his going to court and having to pay for po machines, while the ordinary poor man would have to spend time in prisons for those machines. So it was something called favoritism. Allegations were made against one of his right-hand man, taking monies from an unknown Don. But they said that the Don did not produce enough monies at one time. So they decided to set him up. And when the yacht came in on the beach, they confiscated everything and put the Don in jail because they wanted to distribute a lot of stuff to fund their campaign. If the head of the table was corrupt, wouldn't there be corruption within the police force as well? Because some police was working under his order. When he said jump, they jumped like a bunny rabbit, not pointing out his wrongs. Sharita Adams was last seen in Beckway on November 8th, 2025. Did you see on any social media posts the former Prime Minister, one wall boss, come out and say anything? Or did he hold a press conference? Nothing at all. He was too busy funding an election campaign that he would later lose. Even one of his former ministers recognized his wrongdoings. He said that in earlier times it was difficult to get the money to run the campaign. But now the men are getting the money easy. He made allegations that one of the men had to be dealing in some kind of substance to come across these monies. Documents were presented by a high official in Trinidad, stating that the world boss and his family had properties there valued over millions that ordinary Trinidadians could not afford, or some even wanted to buy, but they did not get the chance because they said that something was wrong. They reached up in front of everyone else. His wife came out and made a statement saying that they were going after her family and they did not do anything wrong. Persons said that the thing she could not speak because so many things were going on in the country before, where women were being touched illegally, a woman was being sent to the graveyard. Even her husband, the world boss, was alleged of doing certain wrongdoings, and she kept silent. So they said, how could you keep silent then and speak now because your family was courting wrongdoing? If you think that Untold Stories is lying, check on their pages. Did you see any one of them post Sharita Adams? In St. Vincent, there's a lot of people that only comes out at a certain time. Whenever there's a bacchanal or a big course out, they seem to represent for woman empowerment. But now one of our own is missing. And we are not seeing these woman empowerment champions. In St. Vincent, we have two telecommunications company, one called Flo and one called Digicel. So Sharita must have been with one of those companies. They can get a warrant and pull up the phone records and find out who the phone was used to contact. Plus, there are buildings around the ferry terminal with a lot of cameras, and also in Beckwith, so they could pull back the camera records and check what happened on November 8th. But you know that Untold Stories is the voice of the voiceless. So when people see this, they are going to start sending information to Untold Stories. And we are going to chase our lead. No stones will be left unturned. On the 27th of November 2025, we changed the past leader to a new leader. And the new leader came into office and he appointed some ministers. And one of those ministers was none other than Sir St. Clair Leacock. And he vowed to keep the crime rate under control. You see, this man had wanted this job for many years. But because of the past regime, they did not allow him to get it, even though he won his seat. But you see, he has a harder task ahead of him because there was so much corruption in the criminal underworld in St. Vincent. Things spiraled out of control, so it would be hard to get it back under control now. He has a lot of work to do. Some of you have made allegations in the past saying that you could not trust the police because they were too corrupt. But now that we have a new prime minister, I assure you that you can trust the police. With a man like Lukac at the forefront, with the military training, he's ready for the job. Untold Stories, we are pleading, we are asking. If anyone has information, please come forward. Sharita has a 10-year-old boy who is crying, mourning and weeping to see her again. Her family is missing her. At Untold Stories, we made a vow a long time ago. We said that we don't respect men who send women to the graveyard and men who send children to the graveyard. Zero tolerance for that. We are asking all the road boys to put the machines down. This is a different ball game. So I hope you don't cry out when they come for you this time, because there would be no easing up. How are you feeling, my beautiful people of St. Vincent? I know you are feeling free at this time. You don't have any fear over your shoulders anymore. You don't have to worry about the world boss. He's long gone.